Hey there, everybody in Tarnished Angel Tarot land. I'm so grateful for you guys. Some of you have been making comments a lot and letting me know what you like and what you don't like about my YouTubes. It helps me so much because really all I want to do is put things out there that you can resonate with, that will encourage you and inspire you to just keep moving forward, no matter what is going on and what seems maybe unfair in your life. We still have to go forward and make the best out of it. So yesterday I drew cards for myself. I was with a friend on the phone, and these are the cards that came out for Thanksgiving. And so I wanted to do a quick reading as a reminder and just to make a record of it, because I do feel like this was such a call to action for me, and I know that the people who listen to my readings are resonant with the ideas that are coming out. And so thank you, each and every one of you. Before we get started, I want to encourage you to hit that subscribe button and make comments, and hit the thumbs down button if you don't like a reading, for sure, because I need to know what's working for you and what's not working, so that I can, and when you join the energy that I'm doing by your commenting and subscribing, it helps us all fine tune into what it is that we're learning here on this one of a gazillion YouTube channels, right? So as those of you who have followed me for a while know that I am all about manifesting love. Not so much ceremonies as just the experience of feeling loved and feeling like you matter. And that's what every single reading is about. So I am separated from a lot of my family right now geographically, but this is the first Thanksgiving in many years where I'm actually with a family member. And it's wonderful, but it has the opportunity for worry, and it has the opportunity for perfectionism. Like, I want to behave a certain way. I don't want to offend anyone, that sort of thing that doesn't serve anybody. So in doing this, these are the cards that came out. When I look at the Seven of Wands, that's the card of defensiveness. It's when you're being defensive about something, and defensive energy is so destructive because it triggers reaction energy, okay? And when reaction energy is there, people act inappropriately because they're in a reactionary mindset, like the fight or flight. I think a lot of family gatherings are simply gatherings of people that are experiencing fight or flight. This card was turned upside down in the deck, and so I had to pull it out because even I feel pressure in my throat right now. So I feel a feeling that somebody that's listening to this reading is having like the lump in your throat feeling. And so if that's you, just reach up and put your hand right on that place on your chest and take a couple of breaths. Okay, so in the teddy bear deck, which I love so much, this is an unusual posture to see the back turned. And so what it said to me is that I have the universe, angels, the divine God at my back. I mean, I do, even though I have felt disjointed or disconnected in the past, the truth is I do have a source that has my back. Nothing else can explain the string of coincidences, synchronicities that have been part of my life for especially the last 10 years. But I'm seeing it in the past. It's like I need to understand that defensiveness is something I have to let go of. It will get turned on in me because I've learned over time, part of me has learned to react that way, to get defensive. And I want to work on changing that, okay? The Queen of Swords, I love the Queen of Swords. The swords are as there's strength in our ideas, in our mindset, in being able to create lanes to stay on, like lanes on a freeway, right? The Queen of Swords has that energy to stand in the middle of the road and say, this is my lane, stay out of my lane, I want to stay out of yours. I even look at the art on here, and she's in her lane. She's clear. She knows exactly what it takes to be functional. And I know that. I know now, after living alone for 4 years, I understand deeply what creates comfort in me and keeps me in a creative flow. That's kind of the sign of my well-being, is how creative I am. And so if somebody gets in my lane, I want to gently be able to tell them to get out of my lane. The Emperor says, absolutely. You have a lane. Look, see the pillars? It looks like a lane. And I have a right, as do you, my listener, whoever is listening. You have a right to a lane of existence that people can't come into. And that might mean that somebody is like too loud, right? That their expression, like their vocal tone, is louder than average. If you have, your ears can hurt, or they can feel uncomfortable if you're in a room with someone who's hollering or screaming, okay? And if that's true for you, how do you stay in your lane? Sometimes you have to leave. Follow your lane right out of the house and go to your own place. But can we find gentle ways to create an understanding with the people in our lives that this is comfortable for me, this is uncomfortable for me, what can we change about the situation? This is not easy for me because I want people to be comfortable with me. I don't want to be seen as a pot stirrer, like I'm causing a problem. But if something's truly bothering me and it's pulling me out of my lane of well-being and peace, what's my game plan? How can I create a connection with these things going on? And then we have the Judgment card, which I love because it's not judgmental. Like, we're not being judgmental when we are staying in our lane or deciding that our lane cannot contain certain things. That's not judgmental. It's simply taking care of yourself. But look over here. Look on this card, you guys. This is so fun. Look at this. It's like as this, and look here, we have, the defensive one, back turned, right? A change in attitude and broadcasting, this is my lane, stay the heck out of it, gently. Each of the players in the drama have their own lane. Isn't that true? I mean, everybody thinks that they know what's best for themselves. Everybody thinks they can choose best for themselves. And if they like to holler or they like to, pick at people, that's somehow their lane. So there's conflict in families. You can see, obviously, when somebody gets in your lane, somebody gets mad, and it becomes kind of an ugly affair. So my challenge, and remember, I pulled these cards for me. So if you can relate, great. But for me, I have 7 brothers, which that totally cracks me up. But if I can allow that people can be in their lanes, they can be making choices that I might not agree with, and I'm okay with it. But if whatever they're doing, saying, thinking does take away from my peace of mind, what can I do to gracefully and just objectively making my boundaries clear without waking up their defensiveness? So what a message for me, and I hope for you too, that create your lane, and then with gentleness and determination and consistency, walk away from defensiveness into defining what it is that makes your life work. What do you need to be sure of when it comes to accepting certain things into the closeness of your life? At the card that was upside down in the deck, Ace of Wands, fresh starts, brand new beginnings. Powerful, powerful card. So thank you, Uni. Thank you for the promise that if I continue on this mission of understanding how to be the best version of myself and creating comfort and connection with people, I'm going to have a really terrific new year between this Thanksgiving and next Thanksgiving. So if you could relate to this, if you're with me to the end, God love you. But if you can relate to this, please do drop a comment and join into this conversation, because I'm very curious how this message struck you. Thank you for listening, and we will see you on the next video. And by the way, thanks again for hitting the subscribe button and the thumbs up and connecting with me. We all are doing a good thing here, believing in love no matter what.